In this video, we're going to do a walkthrough of the latest Staxio update, and from the list of deployed features that we just published in our Private Mastermind, the first one in the list is the keyword builder and calendar events. So when we add additional keywords to an existing Google Stack, the keywords will now the events created on the Google Calendar for that particular stack will now be added to that existing calendar. So if you have created a stack with a calendar, instead of Staxio creating additional calendars every time you add an additional keyword with the keyword builder, the additional keywords will now be added to that existing calendar. So let's do an example so that you guys understand what's going on. So I'm going to build a quick Google Stack, like real quick. I'm going to do a Google Stack test for additional keywords. I'm going to say that my target URL is Staxio and not going to do any secondary keywords. I'm going to say this is my article, and I'm going to scroll down to the control panel. I'm going to do a Google Calendar, and Google Docs, and I think this should be enough to understand what's happening. So I'm going to build a Google Stack. So bear with me for a second while Staxio creates this for us. I probably pause the video and then come back in a bit. Okay, done. Now let's take a look at the stack. I'm going to scroll back up. Here we go. So I'm going to open the Google Sheet and let's open the calendar. And then we're going to open, and then we're going to add some more keywords so that you guys understand what's going on. So as you can see, Staxio created a bunch of events, calendar events for keywords with links to our Google Stack properties. Right now, let's go back to the builder, and now I'm going to go to the keyword builder. And I'm going to select the stack that I want to add my keywords to. And I'm going to say that my target URL is going to be the same. And now I'm going to say that I want to add maybe a couple keywords. So keyword 1 and then keyword 2. And I'm going to say this is my article for additional keywords. And so I have Google Docs, Google Calendar. All right, now I'm going to build my keywords. Okay, brilliant. Now I have additional keywords added to this particular Google Stack. And to see that, we can see that Staxio created more properties, more Google properties, and more links into our Google Sheet. And now what I'm expecting is to see additional events on the same Google Calendar. So I'm going to go to the Google Calendar tab. Probably need to refresh. And now I have more keywords, and which are the additional ones we just created, with more links, right? So hope you guys understood what's happening now with this update regarding calendar events and additional keywords being added to an existing Google Stack. So this was just a real quick example, and I hope it helps you. Now, going on to the next set of updates, we have Blogger. So this was a major update to the Blogger engine. I'm gonna go to the Blogger sites and we're going to do an overview of what is new. And basically what we have now is a new table. And this table we can sort, we can search. There's also a pagination for where we can navigate between the additional Blogger sites we have on the table instead of having everything in a single list. So, and we also have a different user interface here. We changed this a little bit, like the location of some of the features, like the search feature, and we added a refresh button also, which will refresh the table when you need to. Like for example, when you're doing posts, like let's say if you create a post or if you publish content and you need to refresh the table just to take a look and make sure that the content and the post that you wanted to create got published. You can do so by doing refresh and then taking a look at at the list of the latest posts. So that was something that we wanted to have visibility on, was to like what has been published on our Blogger sites. And this is what we have. What we see right here is when we click on the details button, we can take a look at the different posts, at the latest post, the latest 10 posts actually, which are on this list, is the latest 10 posts that are published on our Blogger site. And there was an issue we had with Google Forms embedded on Blogger sites, which we have also fixed with this version that we published of Staxio. That's been fixed. And the local business information. So we used to have local business info here on the form to publish our Google Stacks on Blogger. This form used to have local business info. It doesn't anymore because we are now taking that information from the planners. So if you have built your Google Stacks with local information like business info, like the latitude, longitude, business name, business address, that information will now be taken from the planner when you build your Google Stack, and you no longer need to add that information in here. So that helps us to streamline and have the more simplified way of building our Blogger Stacks, because if we can get that information from that already exists, it doesn't make sense to. There's no point in asking for that information again. So that's been updated and removed from this card, this form, and I think that's it. I'm looking at the list of updates. There's the user interface, which we have already. Yeah, we changed a little bit the colors, and the tables here are looking a bit different. And I think that's it for the updates on this Staxio version. I hope you guys enjoy.